Hello, welcome to the Bearded Horror Review. My name is Dan, aka The Boogeyman, and on this show I will watch a horror movie or a TV show, either a classic or a new release, talk about some good points, talk about some bad points, if there are any of either, give a rating out of 10 if I remember to do it, and let you know if I think the film is worth a watch or not, in my humble opinion, or TV show. And today is a TV show. I have been reviewing Alien Earth week to week on my Instagram and TikTok as short reels. So I said I would do a full series recap once it was all over. And yeah, here it is. Alien Earth. So let's talk about it. Before we carry on, guys, I am going to say spoilers for the TV show. I've already done some spoilers on those reels once we got into the later episodes. So, here's your spoiler warning. If you don't like it, there you go, and then come back. Cool. So Alien Earth was a TV series on Disney, Hulu, FX, whichever you want to call it. It's different in different countries. Over here it was on Disney+. And it was headed up by Noah Hawley, who has done series for FX before, such as Fargo and Legion. And it is based upon the Alien franchise, where 2 years before the first movie, a spacecraft carrying 5 alien species, including a xenomorph egg, crashes into Earth. And we get to see the results. That's what it was supposed to be. As you may have known if you follow my Instagram and TikTok and you've seen my reels, I was very disappointed with this program. I think it's a wasted potential. And frankly, I don't think it is an Alien franchise show. There's lots of reasons why, so let's get into them. The main issue this program has is the fact that it doesn't actually want to be an Alien franchise film. It is very much Alien light, shall we say. And I know there's this thing about Alien fans that they only want to see the same thing over and over again, which technically isn't true, because the first Alien film is completely different from the second Alien film. It just has the same universe and the same characters and the same creatures, but done in completely different ways. So I kind of disregard that, especially when then you go back to Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. Yeah, I know they aren't as highly regarded as the other ones, but they have their place and they are a bit of fun. This program kind of just wants to be a Blade Runner film. Now, I know there's been droids and robots and synths and blah blah, whatever you want to call them, bloody clankers, in the Alien franchise. But they were used differently. Obviously, if you watch the first Alien film, we have Ash, who is a spy and a representation of the Heartless Company that is just trying to get this alien life form, and it will do it at whatever cost. Obviously, then we have Bishop in Alien 2, or Aliens rather, because that's what it's called, Daniel. And he is more a representation of, what a cyborg, robot, whatever you want to call it, clanker can be, when it actually is sympathetic and, is actually helpful to the humans. And then we have David, who is the first of his kind, apparently, or whatever, and is psychotic. And what can you do with something that is endlessly curious, very resentful towards its creators, and will do whatever it wants because it can? Before we carry on, guys, if you can leave a like and subscribe, it's a little thing for you, but it really helps out the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alien Earth has a look at androids and synths and cyborgs and hybrid robots, but it does it in a very surface level, tedious way. And even though that these things happened in the other films, they weren't the focus of the film. And in this program, the focus is our hybrid android creatures, whatever the hell you want to call them. I'm going to keep saying that. Because I don't know. The plot of the film is quite simple. A company, one of the 5 companies that now rule the globe, called Prodigy, is making these hybrid androids where they're taking the consciousness of children and putting them in adult robot bodies. Apparently it's because the child mind is more malleable and will accept it better. This is about 70% of the program. Now, in a program where you want to see xenomorphs, personally, when I saw that this was coming out, I was hoping that we'd learn more about where the xenomorph came from. I don't really prescribe that the spoiler for Covenant, David invented or created the xenomorph. I'm more looking at he rediscovered that potential creature within the goo. I wanted to learn more about the Weyland-Yutani company, this big company that kind of is in every single Alien franchise film. I wanted to learn more about them. I wanted to learn about what Earth is like in these films. But the problem is all of these things we get a small glimpse of. We get a couple of minutes with Weyland-Yutani and the fact that it was their ship that crashed. We get a couple of minutes in a city, but we then spend the rest of the time either in spaceships or in a laboratory that aren't really that visually distinct. And the laboratory is on an island. It's just a bunch of trees and stuff. There's no really visual distinction between any of them. And when it comes to learning about the xenomorph, we don't. We don't learn anything about the xenomorph other than it doesn't need a complete human body to reproduce, give or take. Maybe, but what we do get in this program is adults who supposedly have children inside them throwing temper tantrums. We have surface level characters and extremely convoluted and convenient writing. We get no real answers. We get predictable outcomes, and we get the worst crime of all, which is the fucking xenomorph being reduced to a fucking pet dog. Now, I've said before I should stop swearing in these things, and apparently I get very heated and angry and people enjoy that, but what the fuck? Honestly, you've taken the possibly greatest sci-fi creature design and idea of the scariest creature, really, this terrifying thing, this xenomorph that can on its own wipe out an entire crew. It's cunning, it's smart, it's strong, it's fast. When there's loads of them, they can take out an entire colony of people. When there is nowhere to go, you are fucked. It can turn you into one of them if you prescribe to the director's cuts versions of films. And now it's a lapdog. It's a fucking lapdog. And there's things in this program when I say this program has bad writing, I've had people go, well, give me an example. I can give you so many examples. For one, our main character is called Wendy. She's named after one of the Lost Boys in Peter Pan. Peter Pan is all the way through this film, as well as a bunch of contemporary references, including Ice Age for some reason, but let's get past that. One pure example is she gets a bump on the head after she kills the xenomorph. Yes, she kills the xenomorph 3 episodes in. The xenomorph is no longer a threat. And when she wakes up, and they've done some little repairs on her, she can now speak the xenomorph's language. No explanation other than she got a bonk on the head. What? That makes no sense. And the fact that not only can she speak the xenomorph's language and control it, she can also do this through hundreds of feet worth of steel and metal. Because in the last episode, she communicates with the xenomorph while she's locked in a cell inside the Prodigy facility, while it is outside the facility. And it's little things like, how about this? In one episode, a bunch of aliens get free that eat minerals like metal and stuff, but they're locked in a metal cage, but they don't eat the metal cage. They only eat one of the metal robots. It's in a locked down cell in a science lab. And a science lab which is supposed to be airtight to make sure that no kind of pathogens or anything escape this room. It's got a locked door system, and it's got like codes and everything for you to get in, and it also has a giant vent that 2 people can fit in. Straight away, 2 things in that scene are wrong. Why didn't the creature try and escape? Because it wasn't convenient to the plot for it to actually eat the metal that was there. It only would eat the metal that was provided to it to move the plot along. There was potential for this program to be interesting, such as Wendy, the child that's inside Wendy has an older brother who happens to be on the rescue team that is sent into the ship to kind of rescue people and then eventually find all the aliens and shit. She doesn't want to reveal that she is his sister straight away. And you would have thought this could be something that could be naturally built upon and progressed throughout the series and revealed at a later date when it's emotionally impactful. No, it's revealed straight away by another character just blurting it out, and they just kind of accept it pretty damn quickly. There's no emotional payoff or build up for it, and that's just bad writing. Like, come on, use what you've got. It's like they had all these ideas and they just wanted to stuff them in. The first 2 episodes had potential. Half of the 3rd episode was okay, and it goes downhill from there. Everyone's favourite episode, according to the ratings, is episode 5. Episode 5 is a flashback to show why the ship crashed. And I know some people have said, like, oh, it's just Alien again. To a degree, it is. But it's also a mystery of sabotage, and we're seeing what happened and why the ship crashed. It's more of an investigation kind of episode, and it builds up and it has this reveal that everyone saw coming, that Prodigy was behind it. And it's a good episode though. It's the best episode in the series. If the show was this, people would have been more invested. But the show is not that. The show is, I'm a robot and I'm sad because I don't like being a robot and everyone keeps telling me what to do. Okay, fucking sucks to be you. Like, and I made this comparison on the Alien Earth Instagram. I said, I can't see any enjoyment in the show myself. It's a Blade Runner TV show, you know, and I love Blade Runner. But I also love Alien. They are separate. And if I ask for chicken and you give me beef, don't be annoyed with me when I get upset with you. Because I wanted to learn things, and I wanted this off, obviously my personal preference, but I wanted to learn things, as I've stated already in this video. Visually, I will give it this. Visually, they have recreated sets on the spaceships and things. They've basically recreated the Nostromo and called it something else. They have recreated some of the looks of the weapons and things like that. But that's as far as it goes. Once we're off these places, the city that we end up in is generic looking, the lab that we end up in is generic looking. Everyone's motivations in this show are very obvious and very, very written. They don't feel organic or kind of subtle at all. Everyone seems to be just surface level villain twirling their mustache or very naive. And there's so many mistakes were made in this show when it comes to this is just basic filmmaking 101. For example, there's an episode in episode 7 where about 20 to 30 guards surround our main cast. 2 synths and a human, the brother, trying to escape the island. Only 3 of these guards try and apprehend our escapees. The other 20 just stand there watching with their guns out like this. And it's like Hong Kong filmmaking. You know, when you can see the guy waiting in the background for his cue for him to attack our main character, and it's just 20 people standing there. That should not be happening in your show. But obviously they wanted all these people there, but they couldn't use them because the show's story would end so quickly, because they didn't want it to go naturally in certain places. They had ideas of where it was going, but didn't know how to get there. And I kind of feel like Noah Hawley didn't want to write an alien show. He wanted to write an existential crisis show about robots. And after an interview that he had with Variety, it kind of seems like he doesn't understand the material, or he's even watched the show back. The reason why I'm saying this is because he mentions that Wendy, who can control the xenomorph, she will command the xenomorph to kill, but she never watches the xenomorph kill anyone. She's a child on the inside with an adult body. She doesn't see the ramifications of her actions. But if you've watched the show, you will know that at least 2 occasions, she tells the xenomorph to kill and she watches it happen. There's one bit that's inside a forest and one that's inside a corridor in the last episode. This is just one example of the kind of questionable things that he has said compared to what we actually have. And the show itself introduces different things like the Oculus alien, which could have been really interesting, but the whole show is build-up. It is all build-up leading to a season 2. It is built and built and built week to week, and it's ended on a cliffhanger. Every episode ended on a cliffhanger, and there was really no resolution to any of the things that they are setting up. And it ends awfully, with a girl boss moment and a faux superhero kind of setup. The reason why I say that is because these hybrid synths are super strong, they're supposed to be super intelligent, when actually they're really dumb because there's children in there. They're very dumb and kind of, if they're supposed to be the smartest things on the planet, they're really not. And it ends with the main character being asked, what do we do now? As she stands there with her synth brethren and the xenomorph with a baby xenomorph waiting there like a lapdog, and she says, we rule.
Now we rule.
What? It is so out of character, and clearly the guys didn't want to write an alien show. And other things in this show like that really just tested my patience. The script was terrible, and the contradictions and issues with the story that happened were just too much for me. I rated each episode individually when I was doing my reels, and then I've added them all up and done an average. And for me, it came out as a 3.6 out of 10. This show had so much potential, and it flopped it in my eyes. It fucked it big time. It dropped the ball, it screwed the pooch, it biffed it. You fucking biffed it, Noah! Biffed it! And the show, I think the news has gotten back to Disney and FX because it has not been renewed for a season 2. According to an inside source, they were supposed to let Thailand, where some of this was filmed and they were holding studio space for, they were supposed to let these people know by before September if they were being renewed for a season 2, so they could keep that space so they could film there. That didn't happen. Noah Hawley has come out saying it still hasn't been renewed, but they're in talks about it. If this was successful and people liked it as much as they're actually saying on social media, it would have been renewed. There's TV shows that are renewed after 1 episode because they do that well. And this clearly hasn't done that. And frankly, I'm glad, because this was not a good show. It was not well written. There were moments of good direction and there was some good set dressing. But overall, it's a real missed opportunity and disappointing. But what do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Did you like this series? What were your highlights and your low points? I really want to hear from you guys, so let me know. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. All my links are down below. For those, I post news and reviews and updates of what I'm going to be doing, as well as other stuff, especially on my Instagram. That's where I mainly am. And if you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon, which is actually $2 a month. It helps keep the lights on and it helps me pay for all the stuff that I need to pay for, and I would really appreciate it. And you get exclusive content, which I'm working on all the time. So, until the next time, guys, happy watching.